And I have got a red light. I think red means go in terms of recording on the Ocho, episode 8. Damn, Gina, bring us in.
Welcome to Crazy Talk. He said, she said. I'm Jennifer Lopez, and this is my wonderful co-host, Charlie Cobble.
Damn, Gina. What's up? What do you want to talk about? I'm going to be superficial and some other word I can't think of right now and say, I know the fans need to hear from us again. Like we are J-Lo and A-Rod, right? Like people need more from us. Let's tell me what we want to talk about. Oh, guess what? I'm not at a loss for words. I want to say congratulations to you, Gina.
Really?
And to me, for surviving this past year. I think I was at my kids' play recently that was awesome. Like the whole school, every kid should be so proud of themselves. And it was just beautiful. And it was outside. The weather was amazing. And the director, who I have a lot of respect for and think is just a tremendous person. And the way that she's challenged herself and leads the community where my kids go to school, acknowledge the fact that it was March 11th, I think. That was when the debut night was, when it had a few kinks to work out for the big Perfect show on this past Friday morning. But she acknowledged the past year, and I've been thinking a lot about it and how we've been trying to spread love and positivity. But this has been a hard year for everyone, I think. The whole world has changed, and if you've survived, you've got something to be proud of. You've got a lot to be proud of. Gina, I know that personally. I know that from doing this with you from a lot of reasons, and I've got a lot of things to be proud of, and I've had a lot of help too. But anybody who's here and listening to this, you have survived, and you were awesome. It's not always easy. It's not always easy for me. We don't always feel like recording, do we? But now you got to talk a lot.
I know. I just want. I like listening to you. I wanted to, first of all, I wanted to say thank you to you, because you've kind of you took this idea I had and made it a reality. And you always, I know, like you said, sometimes I'm not in a good mood. Sometimes you're pretty much always in a good mood.
That's what you think, but that's not true. That is not true.
Well, let me put it this way.
Yeah, it's important. I don't want to get that false positivity that you mentioned earlier. Yeah,
right. I did, but what I mean is, like, you are such a special person to so many people. I know you know this. I see it when people light up with you. But when I got a picture while I'm teaching today of you wearing the t-shirt, it made my day. It made my day. You put
such a small. It's so easy for me to do. Like, I can't believe I haven't sent it to you before. Do you know that one of my good friends that I went to college with, who still like just surprises me with love every now and then. Sometimes when I need it the most, with little packages. We used to make fun of each other and tell each other we cared about each other, about picking on each other's insecurities like men do in college. And he sent it to me and was so happy to send it to me. And I sent him some Pearl Jam stuff or t-shirts. He saw me wearing a t-shirt and I sent it to him once, and it just made me so happy seeing him wear it. But yeah, without him, you know who you are, Dallas Tumbleweeds. So thank you and congratulations on surviving. It's the first year of his marriage this year.
He's getting married this year?
They've really been getting to know each other. If you know, they've been quarantining together pretty hard. So if it's going, I think they may have what it takes.
Well, how'd they meet?
Well, I think I can say it because I think I can say it. I guess, what did they say? Beg for forgiveness, or what is that? And I haven't said his name, so that's good. But he's really good, and she's amazing. I'd love to spend more time with her. But they met on an app called Happen, where it's, if you cross paths with somebody, it doesn't work around here because you don't ever cross paths with anyone because we live in the country, according to dating apps. But it was called Happen, and like they crossed paths, but then they ended up knowing it. So like they had friends of friends. It's Dallas, and now I'm giving, and it's just cute. He told the story like it is. It was so cute. I'm sure I teared up. And then, I guess I should have thought more about that when I explored Tinder. I tried Happen like he did. It makes it more organic in a way. Like you're actually close in proximity to them. You're going to the same places they are.
See, that's what I want, organic, a meeting. But I had to do a confession. I just got to get it out of the way, okay?
Okay.
I actually accidentally signed up for a dating app.
Damn, Gina. That seemed like good timing.
And it did not turn out well because I started getting these messages from these men from all over the country. Like this guy is in Italy and or says he's from Italy. And he says, your picture's all over Italy. I'm like, what? And then I look at this like it's an old picture of me. It was weird. So then I panicked because, I like my true crime podcast. I just knew I was like, going to get eaten by a serial killer. So guess what? I couldn't delete it. I couldn't find a phone number to get my money back. I finally did get my money back, but I had to go through my bank.
I remember you told me about that. I felt like you were already winning. You learned a lot with however much money it was. But I'm proud. But
I got it back. I got my money back.
Great. Can I have half of it? I need some new t-shirts.
But it was so scary because. And then I realized I wasn't ready because it was so scary. And I thought, I wanted to be organic. I want to be like, I don't know, just organic. And plus, I think I'm at the age that this is just, I don't know. I think if a man's not dreaming up a 51-year-old woman, that's not. But anyway, that's not what this is.
You say that, Gina, but like, this is a good example of something that's bigger. Like, so, as I sit here with my jar. Sophie heard us talk about it so much that she instituted. I probably owe it a little more money. It's a negativity jar. I think I owe it a little more money, especially recently. But I guess Sophie heard us talking about so much that she did it. But if you heard the way that just the people that I hear talk about you, because they're like, "Oh, you're doing crazy," it's all on the buzz, But people that, just about the show or whatever, they're like, when they hear your age, like there's a universal reaction. No one believes it. But you harp on it. You say it so much and people know your age, but you say it so much. But like, if you heard the way people talked about you and that meant as much as like, whatever you saying your age means, like, and you hear it a lot of time with people, it's like, I can think of a couple of people close to me and some people not as close. It's like, I know them. I know what they struggle with in their insecurities enough to know, like, if you adopted like what people like, the way people talk about you, or you at least took that in as heavy as you take in the stuff that you wish you could change about yourself or whatever it is, you would really have a bigger head start to loving yourself. So Gina, let me just say, the way that people talk about you is they can't believe it. They think you look great. They don't believe your age. And I just really am tired of hearing about it because you're my friend and I'm 39. So you're not my older friend, you're just my friend.
Well, thank you.
Damn, Gina. I should have said, damn, Gina.
And you know what? I needed to hear that. And I really just, I guess what I was saying was not so much that I mind my age because I like being smarter about things and people. But I just think that I'm thinking more like when you're 51, people aren't really looking to date. This is not like the dating age. This is more like I want to be a grandmother age. You know what I mean? That's all I'll say. Yeah. So I don't think it's like I'm lacking confidence. It's more like that's kind of past.
It's gotta be scary though, because I remember when I got back up there, I'm getting late 30s, like, and I did feel like the judgment on myself, like, it's like you're desperate to want someone to get to know you and who you are, and you have to get through so much BS in order to get to that, and that's kind of exhausting, and it kind of led me to give up on it,
Because that's what I like about our friendship. I know that I can call you, and you will be real with me, whether I like it or not. What?
I may hurt your feelings sometimes.
Exactly. Whether I like it or not, you'll say it. I like that about that when we never change that. That never changes. That never ever.
It's easy. You've got something about you that you should be proud of. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I need to say, not just damn Gina, but compliment you because there's something that you do, your energy and like our relationship. There's something that it's not just me that you've helped create that makes me feel like I can give you at times what would be constructive criticism or things I would never say to a friend or a woman or someone I cared about because I know it could hurt them. But so you deserve. I don't know what the compliment is, but it's something special about you, I'll say.
Well, I'll tell you something special about you. When I saw you walking the other day on the thread, we happened to pass by each other.
Oh man, yeah! I just got done running. I feel so good. Yeah.
and you were running around, my friend, and we.
My heart was going. What was her name? I don't remember.
Her name is Blake,
No,
and she said, "This is so weird that she said this. She's not watched a show, but she said, I felt total non-judgment from him."
That's the nicest thing.
Yes.
And you know what? I want people to know that, and I realize you can't convince people of that. It's something that takes patience. Like, you have to not judge people, and then some people will never understand it. They're always going to be defensive, or they're always going to feel judged. I mean, that's just so normal. It's human nature, I think. But it took me a long time to get to a place where I can just try to like not judge people and allow the connections to happen, or allow whatever to happen. That's good feedback, because I couldn't remember her name. I wanted to. I remember we left and I was like, I need to ask Gina her name. She looked cool. She had cool sunglasses on. I really remember that. And she had a nice aura, and you were out walking with her. So she's worth spending time with. And I was in just a tremendously good mood, because I just got done pushing my body to the point where I feel the healthiest, the best, and the most mental clarity. Someone I met on a dating app that I love very much dragged me out there, and I'm so grateful that she did. 'Cause I had the best day. I have the best days when I do those things that make me feel better. You got me going again. I was just gonna say damn Gina the whole day.
That makes me happy. So happy. I love it.
What do you mean she felt no judgment? Tell me more about this.
I guess that she just, but then she just elaborated that she said, I feel like he would, okay. Women, maybe not men, but we and I'm better about it now, later on, but she's younger. You feel a certain judgment when you walk. I don't. I just walk and don't care until, even when people send me notes, tell me how awful I look, I still do it, because I just feel good when I walk. But for other people, it's hard, because you feel judged everywhere you go. Like, in the older that you become, the more you realize no one's watching you. They've got their own stuff going on. But
it's
a lot of times, but a lot of times we feel judged. A lot of times you can walk into a church, feel judged. You can walk into a grocery store, feel judged. I don't know. Do men feel that way?
They do, and I'll give you a quick example that's relevant. What you said, where we encountered each other was it's a great spot the other day. It was we were both on the thread. We kind of came around it a different way and came down the new road that nobody really is ever on, where Cameron Mill and Country Club hit, and then we headed on past Hollis Hand, and we met you kind of like what is it, the Waverly Way in the Piney Woods area. Right, they're kind of like this prime spot to be seen if you're out, right? If someone's going to be talking about you and sending you letters, they got a good chance of seeing you right there, right? I mean, high visibility area. On the Country Club walkers, there's almost like a thing, but
I didn't know that.
I used to always run in the woods. I like it because of the solitude, just the stuff to see. The ground is I'd rather easier to run on than the thread stuff's not good to run on. It's not good for your legs, but also but what if someone passes me and they don't feel like I'm running fast enough, or what if my belly's flopping, and that's me as a man self-conscious. It took me a while. It was a challenge for me when I started doing it, when I was running and getting out more into public. It was more of a challenge to myself to not give. And then a lot of times I like to do like, I don't know what it's called. I probably look crazy. Or just like get the blood flowing through my body. I mean, it's whatever you want to call it. But I heard my uncle one time say Dancing Charlie or something. And I'm doing a country couple of roads, like, who's that crazy person? But you can feel like your body resistance is so much more significant when you've like really like pushed yourself aerobically. And I've gotten to where I can run slower now, and I like it better. It's more meditative. But yeah, so the answer to your question is yes, hell yes, damn Gina. But as a woman, I can imagine that they're like, I can't imagine. I'm trying really hard. I know it's harder. I know it's more difficult. I know it's more powerful, because as a man, I'm like, you hit some of those hills on Country Club, and you'd probably be better off walking. I'm just like moving my arms like this to make it look like I'm still running, and it's hot. But it makes me feel so good to do it. So why the hell do I care so much?
Exactly.
I feel like I speed up sometimes when a car comes by or something. Like,
I don't do. I don't think I even notice cars. I really don't do
Me,
that.
I do that. Like what? I don't. These people could be traveling from Alabama to like New Jersey, and I'm sitting here trying to perform. Running half a mile. I'm just saying. I've noticed it happen.
And see, I honestly don't even think about, the only thing I'm looking at when I'm walking on the thread, I'm looking at nature. I'm thinking something. I'm listening to music. I'm usually just happy, just because my endorphins are moving, and I honestly don't think about who's driving by. I don't notice who's driving by. I'm not looking. That's me. But I've been doing that same route for about 15 years.
Yeah. And I don't really much anymore, but I know that it was, I would say, I love being in the woods in a lot of different ways for a lot of different reasons. I mean, I'm scared of snakes, and it's a good way to test my faith. But just getting started on running and stuff, I know the first half mile, the first mile is going to be difficult. And if I can get started, I'm winning. But like I said, I had somebody drag me out there on Saturday. I was so happy they did, because, it was hard for me to do it. But it's one of those things. We started the show saying congratulations. It's one of the things that at times has kept me alive. At one point in my life, it like just get, walking, running. I think it does something right brain, left brain, or my body's so busy breathing, it forgets to think. And I can hear God. I can hear, I can make room for the things that need to get inside. And it's meditative for me. And it's one of the things that's kept me alive through the past 3, 4, 5 years, and the past year, especially that, and good friends. So just to circle back to that, I wish I would have gone today, but I don't know. You do a good job. You have a regular routine, and you should be proud of yourself.
Well, it's a lot of, I have what got me through the pandemic, my boyfriend right here.
Wait.
Mr. Peloton.
See, I thought I was going to see a dog. And I was like, wait, where's the furry creature?
Where's my dogs, though? I don't know what I would do without my dog.
Dog is love, right?
Yeah. Oh, no one loves you like your dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think a healthy existence is somewhere between a dog and a cat.
Oh, I think cats are selfish. Oh, I'm probably going to get hated.
I've been trying. No, they are. Have you seen Life of Pi?
No.
There's a scene.
I haven't.
He's on the boat with the tiger. You know that? Richard Parker's the name of the tiger.
I've got to read.
He's surviving on a boat with a Bengal tiger named Richard Parker. Okay. But when they get rescued and he gets to shore, barely survives. Like he gets out of the boat, can't even move. There's a scene, maybe 14 seconds long, but it's everything. And if you've seen it, you probably already know what I'm talking about. But he's just laying there on the sand, just like can't even move. He's got it all in his mouth. He's dry land, and Richard Parker jumps out of the boat, heads toward the jungle, and he's just looking at him. And there's this nice like soliloquy where he's like, I just wanted him to look back, to signify that time we spent together meant something. This tiger that he spent all this time on the boat with, had to like be vigilant all the time to not get killed, but also like feeding the tiger and having that tiger there kept him alive. But the tiger just went straight into the jungle. Richard Parker never looked back. And I think that scene just means so much.
It reminds me of Glennon Doyle.
It was over.
Cheetah.
He needed to.
Doesn't it remind you of the cheetah story in the Glennon Doyle's Untamed? The cheetah wants to be free. That's all the cheetah wants, to be free.
I remember, I feel like the way it opens, it's like the cheetah, there was a deep sadness from her dog, right? Because the cheetah wasn't a cheetah at all. It just had all the dots. They can call it a cheetah, but it did the tricks that a trained dog would do. It was like a circus pet.
It had
been tamed. It lost all the mystique. What's the point of seeing a cheetah that's had all the cheetah taken out of him? Yeah, he wanted the tiger to look back and just signify that their relationship meant something. And that's the cat. The cat is selfish. I'm done. I don't need you anymore. Forget about it. And then a dog was going to be saying, can I have some approval? I don't know where it is, but somewhere in between the two is probably where humans need to spend most of their time.
Yeah.
I've been working to be more like a cat.
You're trying to be more of a cat?
I've been trying to be more of a cat because I was a person who existed on like needing external validation.
Yeah,
no matter what it is. We all like it,
Yeah.
He was like,
But this is, I mean, I'm the dog.
I do good, I do good. Tell me. What they say? The cat's just like, oh, you're not stopping it. I'm gonna run off. Like, man, you look at a cat, model cat behavior, and your life will become like on a level if you can, remove the guilt, the feelings of guilt. So the cats don't have those feelings, I don't think. The guilt we feel when we're selfish,
Yeah.
and the cat just like lives for the cat. So I don't know. The dog.
Tell us about the picture behind you.
Oh, it's you can't really read it. It says, it's John Lewis. Picture of him. It says, "Never let anyone, any person, or any force dampen, dim, or diminish your light." I love that. God, because it's so easy for that to happen. That's a good question. That showed up on my doorstep one day.
I know. Did you find out who sent it?
I think I know who sent it. But the fact that, like, I think I texted you a picture of it. I thought about a few other people, and I'm just like, man. And then I quit thinking it, and I started thinking, like, wow, man,
Somebody cares.
You're really blessed that, like, you don't know who left that on your doorstep. I figured it was someone who lived locally if they were driving past my house, or else it was like. But I had some top suspects. I think the main person who left it, or maybe the main person. The person that I think left it, when I don't want to say accused, but when I asked them, they adamantly denied it. And I just, like, literally didn't really feel like I could have posted on Facebook, thank you to whoever sent this out or whatever. But one of my top suspects isn't on Facebook. So that wouldn't have mattered. They're on Snapchat. I could have done a Snapchat thing, but that would have left a lot of it. I just decided that I'm gonna decide it's from you. So thank you. That's what I said.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I didn't, not you, the other person.
I know about this.
I could have said it's from you. You would have done it if you would have thought of it,
Do you want me to share my quote since you just shared your quote?
Well, it's not my quote. Apparently, it's John Lewis's, but I love it.
Yeah. Well, a nice quote. You share a nice quote too.
Yeah, let me just make sure. Some people are more visual, and I'm gonna be a little vulnerable here, and I don't know if this helps.
Oh yeah, do that. I am. Yeah.
See, just as vulnerable because I'll never get. Yeah, can you read it?
Oh yeah. Well, I have a picture of it that you sent to me.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, can you read it now?
And
or you're just looking at now I'm looking at my hairline. I'm just kidding. I want to hear your quote. I want you to do most of the talking. Damn, Gina. All right.
Okay. Hold on. This quote is the reason why I called you tonight.
You called?
Well, I was thinking about you tonight, or we were going to do this anyway, but I thought about you particularly because you and I had talked about this already. It says, it's a quote on Brene Brown's Instagram, but it's by Dr. Susan David, author of Emotional Agility. And this is what it says. It says, toxic positivity is forced false positivity. It may sound innocuous on the surface, but when you share something difficult with someone and they insist that you turn it into a positive, what they're really saying is, my comfort is more important than your reality. Now you can say, t-shirt. I wish I said that.
Damn, Gina.
Right?
You shared that with me earlier, and it just really hit home, and it's like I can't even articulate it because I don't want to portray that here. I want to acknowledge that this has been a tough year for me. I've had blessings that came into my life that helped me survive. I know there are people that I feel like are healthier than me, or that have more capability that have not either not survived or have really struggled in a way that I'm worried about them, and I pray for them a lot, or think about them, or send them love, or whatever you want to call it. But and that's something else too. I was just thinking about this past year. I mean, acknowledging it, but you and I are so lucky. We have our challenges and our things. We're so lucky, but I know that on December 31st I can't remember the year anymore. And I promised, I said my Aunt Lil came in and she was doing laundry there, and I said I would mention her tonight. But think I did say it was going to be towards the end. So love you, Aunt Leo. So thanks for the Super Bowls, the original Super Bowls that she gave the kids. They were bouncing them in the garage. And Dad, I told you I was definitely going to mention you late. Great pork chops tonight. Flavor was perfect. The okra and the peas were such a surprise. So thank you. What a blessing. Ryan invited me over to cook for me and the kids. All by himself. He's something else. And we had a great time. I wish he could have done a little better against me in Jeopardy. Unfortunate, but tonight wasn't his night. He lost all his energy cooking. But his mom passed away towards the end of, I guess it was 2019. It was, her funeral was on December 31st, 2019. Right before the year 2020. How appropriate. Had it over in West Point, and I remember, I'm gonna get emotional right now. I think, and I can feel like it coming up from my stomach. I think that's maybe where tears come from. They're not there yet, but I know where I'm going. But a lot of stuff that we've heard, and that you had a loved one in the hospital that was sick, like you're a very, very close loved one in the hospital that you couldn't see, right? You told me I'm getting my stomach hurting again. You hear, hearing from the frontline workers and the people who are there really have given me probably the best insight, at least for the way my mind works. But just to think about someone passing away and not having a loved one there to hold their hand or to whisper in their ear, to get back to that song we love, the end, whisper in my ear, some words to echo in my unknown future self, just someone to be there. And I remember her funeral was on the 31st. It was right after Christmas when she passed. She was trying to get home so bad to pass away. And I remember she got to hospice here, and she refused the oxygen. She was going. It sounded bad, but it was her choice. So it was like there was a piece to it. It was good to be there with people I love too. And I held her hand. This is before we knew anything about coronavirus or COVID, and people still spent time in small rooms together. It was a different world not that long ago. And I don't have it on right now, but I wear her. I just found one day her husband's Tulane. It's got a little green emerald in it. Ring that's I probably carried around for 20 years before I even thought. I put it on one day and I just kept wearing it, and it kind of like made me feel closer to my grandfather. It's like 1943 Tulane. They met at Alabama when he went to law school, and she was in the business school. We had a previous episode where I mentioned that, but I didn't say she was one of the only women. I said one of the only people, one of the only women in the business school. But I held her hand and said I loved you, and I was holding her my grandpa's ring, and it was just such an amazing thing, like such a moment that like I'll forever be grateful for. But it kind of hit me the other day thinking about I was lucky to be able to do that. I remember calling my brother and telling him, you might want to come say goodbye to Grandma. He did the eulogy too. She was just amazing, but man, she lived life. She got everything out of it. Great example. But that's something that so many people, have lost people, have not had the opportunity to do. And I just had a real sense of gratitude, and I don't think you can come in with a toxic level of positivity and find anything to be grateful in the past year for someone who's lost somebody they didn't have an opportunity to say goodbye to. That just sucks. But at the same time, I can say that I can at least take that and find that moment and be more grateful for that moment that I shared. Like holding someone's hand that's dying, someone who's leaving this world, someone who's trying to go. And you know the sound if you've heard it before. And so anyways, I had no idea that I was going to share that story today. And I doubted it. And I know my dad won't make it long enough to the end of this episode. I couldn't get, one story out tonight. We got a little bit in common. Love you, Dad. But yeah, you take us home, damn Gina. That was it. I mean, I'm grateful that I haven't lost anybody, that I've been in a situation that I've had to do that. And I hope, I think your situation, you've been able to grab that person and squeeze them and hold them since then too. So that's a damn blessing right there.
Such a blessing. Such a blessing, because I was able to say things that I thought I'd always have time to say, and I said them, and I said I'm going to say them every day. So when I see my parents, every time I see them, I tell them how grateful I am for them. Grateful. I have so much gratitude, and I promise you, I picked them up last week and took them to get our vaccinations, and and they're getting older, but they're funny, and I just enjoyed them. And they said, I said to my mom, I said, you're so lucky to have you know, my dad, he's been really looking after her because she's had lots of health problems this year. And I said, you know, he's just been such a great, you know, great dad and husband. And I did say, I wasn't being selfish, but I did say it made me wonder what's going to happen to me when I'm your age, Mom. Like how am I gonna? I don't have that. I never had that kind of love that someone would love me enough to take care of me. And I wasn't saying to feel sorry for myself. I was just saying it like I've not ever had that. I don't understand that. And she said, Gina, you have so much love, so many students who love you that they are going to take care of you.
You're going to be surprised. Whenever that day comes, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, probably more like 40, you're going to be surprised. But you'll find out. She was absolutely right.
It was really sweet for her to think that she told me how much I loved. Yeah, it was a sweet moment.
That's an awesome thing. How'd that make you feel?
It made me feel really good. It made me feel really loved, and really, I sometimes I get tired, but like tutoring those kids, when they call me and tell me they got a 31 on the ACT, I cry. When they call and tell me they made a 98 on my math, I tear up. I'm just the biggest. And then with my own students, I get excited getting to go see them every day. It's just I have a good life, Charlie. I have a really solid, good life. And two children who are making it, about to hit the road and do some awesome things themselves. And I have an amazing life. And on top of that, I have amazing friends like you who I can always call at a moment's notice to tell you, hey, I'm not doing so well today. Could you listen to me for a few minutes? I don't feel myself. And you allow me to not feel myself. You don't say, get over it. You say, you needed to cry. You told me last week, so you feel like crying, then cry.
Your body's showing you, and I say it, and I think that some people that are close to me make fun of me a little bit, but they turn around on me in a way that I need to. It's like, listen to your body. If you feel like you need to cry or you're about to cry, like that's your body telling you need to cry. It's holding that stuff in that compromises your immune system, and there's actual research to say that. I think what you just said is something I'd like to address another day, another episode, because it's something that, as you say, it's really helped me. Being able to pick up the phone and call somebody and say, look, I feel lonely. I feel sad. And them not needing to fix you, them understanding that just allowing you to say these things to them is the greatest thing you can do in a friendship. And to have people like that, if you have someone like that, wow. I do. I've done it to my sister, and she does, and you have to, and there's always some level of like, if I say this, they may try to, 1013 me or just, write me off. But like, there's still a level of fear. There's a level of anxiety. I'm just like, I called one of my guy friends. He's a new friend. I was like, hey man, I'm just kind of like sad and needed someone to talk to. I was driving home after a long day at work, and I got like a 40-minute ride. And, I was just like, we talked the whole time, and it's just like, and we're two guys. So like, but like, how lucky am I to like able to do that and like not worry about, not have to, as a guy, not have to hold my emotions in or whatever, and be like, I feel it was a long day and I did great work and had all these interactions, and then you get in the car to come home and everyone's gone. It's dark. At night there, you called, and it was like, I could feel it. It's like, you were just a little down, and you mainly didn't want to talk to me, which is so brilliant. I'm so proud of you for that. I mean, if you have access to, that was, what I'm talking about. But I was just thinking, like, it's getting dark, it's getting late. Every single day of this past year, there's been times when even someone with a good life and good friends can just, and the moments where you feel lonely or you feel sad, they seem to last twice as long, and that's an understatement. But you're going to get through them. You can. If you're here today, you're survived.
Yes, we are survivors. And, it's probably a good place to end because I've got to tell you something.
I already have my response ready. Go ahead.
I am so grateful for you.
Damn, Jana.
You make me laugh. I gotta say one more thing. I wish all men would be able to express themselves without, like you do, and not afraid, and have this authentic person you are, and this ability to be vulnerable and not be ashamed of it. I wish all men had that. You should teach a class, because that's it's a hard thing to find. It's a hard thing to find. And that's why I laugh so hard at your 1013, because you're always real. You are so,
I mean, I'm being hyperbolic, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Everything I say, there's a little bit of truth and a little bit of an attempt at humor at it. And sometimes there's not, but I was just thinking about how you gave me a compliment. I was watching myself take it, and I was thinking to a previous episode, and I was like, I need to do a better job of showing the way I feel. But it's GINA, what we're doing right now. It doesn't matter if anybody's still with us, if anybody's still watching, but what we're doing on this, whatever it is giving people an opportunity to see that you can, expose, show, put some more of your heart out there. I mean, you more so than me, you're more courageous than I am, because you're a female. And I believe that. I could be wrong, right. Willing to be wrong, but I believe it's harder.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I'm just being real objective, but I don't want to, I know it is. I don't like to say anything, but it is. So what you were doing is so inspirational and worthwhile. Ultimately, what we do, this is one of my favorite quotes ever. What we do is insignificant, but it's important that we do it. I just fucking love that. We're not going to change the world, but we are, aren't we?
One smile at a time. We're super spreaders.
I needed this tonight. I don't know. I had no idea what we were going to talk about tonight, and we talked longer than we wanted to, but who cares? Because this is my life, and I feel good right now.
And whenever I'm gonna get off the phone with a smile on my face. Thank you, Charlie.
Thank you.
And signing out from Crazy Talk.
Episode the Ocho. He said, what'd he say? Damn, GINA. I hope this is the thumbnail. I'm sucking in a little bit. Thank you, Moose. See you.
Bye.